Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avernum 3. Last episode, we made it onto the surface of basically the surface at long last. And we found a lot of slimes, which is very concerning. We also went into a nearby inn and got some training, and then I forgot to get the training again. I was stupid. And I don't think we can get it again. We need to find another mage. God damn it. Hopefully there's one in the town to the south. Let's head down there. And yes, there's got to be a town to the south. It was on the map. Looks like there's a river over here. There's a town over there, but that's not the town I'm talking about. The town I'm talking about is here. You reach a tight cluster of farmhouses surrounded by a tall, recently built stone fence. Behind it, several farmers watch you carefully. You can easily see that they recognize you as outsiders, possibly even as Avernites. Fortunately, they don't seem to be immediately hostile. Approach and talk to them? Much to your surprise, even though your paleness and thinness marks you as, if not Avernites, very strange characters, the people in the farmhouses are happy to welcome you in and give you a meal. They warn you not only about the slimes, but also about the brigands who somehow travel with the slimes without harm. Nobody knows where they came from, but they're convinced that the only way to survive is for humans to stick together as much as possible. You are at the outskirts of the city of Krizsan, one of the largest cities on the continent of Valorum. Even the largest settlements in Avernum look minuscule compared to Krizsan, and Krizsan is far from the large city by Empire standards. As you get close, you pass travelers, farmers, and soldiers. Practically all of them notice you. Your crude clothes, thinness, and pale skin immediately mark you as different, and at least some of them must recognize you as Avernites. Yet they don't seem interested. For whatever reason, they don't care that you are from the Empire's enemy. Perhaps people here aren't influenced by the Empire much. Perhaps they have worse things to worry about. There are some cows grazing here. Looking at them, you can't help but think of all the delicious food you've been denied during your years in Avernum. Another tight cluster, who are nice and helpful. Okay. Inn of Blades. Good food, safe lodging, only 60 miles north. You meet a militia group. They are inexperienced troops banded together to protect their home. They introduce themselves to you and say they're from the city of Krizsan, not far away. They recognize you as being Avernites, so they don't comment on it, even though it must be completely obvious. Your appearance is very distinctive. Anyway, they tell you to be on the lookout for slimes and move on. As the militia move on, you notice that they give you a last long look. They seem confused that there is a Nephil traveling so close to the city, but they don't seem inclined to do anything about it. Oh, the farmers welcome you warmly. You find out that the son of one of the families was sent into Avernum some years previous for being a little funny. You can see the anger in their eyes, fresh after all these years. They ask you if you ever saw him. You haven't, but they are still greatly relieved to hear that Avernum is still there and doing all right. They are so grateful that they offer to sell you some of their crops at a discount. That is very cheap. And there's even cake! The cake is not a lie! How marvelous. Alright, here's the town of Krizsan. Let us take a look inside. Ooh. That's not pleasant. Lovely. There's holes in the wall. How did that get out? This room has fallen victim to a slime attack. They simply dissolved their way through the wall, ate anything organic, and melted everything else with acid. That is not very well protected. These magical barriers are not as effective as they should be, it seems. And there's some more slimes. Okay, fine. At least you can kill that one. At least you know to okay, that one is actually protected. Some of these not as well protected, it seems. There's holes in the all of the walls. Yeesh. Right, let's go back around to the east entrance and start walking through this place, even if it is night. After years in subterranean hovels, the splendor of the huge buildings and streets before you, teeming with life, makes your eyes pop. You enter the city of Krizsan for the first time. After worrying about how you will be greeted by the Empire's citizens when you actually enter one of their cities, you find that your fears were ill-founded. Nobody gives you more than a passing look as they go about their business. However, clearly all is not well. The people are nervous and watch the ground carefully as they walk. As you look closer, you see the city walls have been scorched and melted. A sour smell you cannot identify hangs over the street. It occurs to you that these people may not care about being visited by Avernites because they have much more pressing concerns to deal with. You notice that while the guards here aren't hostile, they're giving you lots of nasty looks. Non-humans aren't welcome here. Yes, and this room, it seemed, was picked open. Nothing in there, but... well, let's take a look around. That's a guard room. That one we could have gone in from the outside. Someone had ambitious plans for this room. New tiles have been set into the floor in a beautiful, intricate pattern. That is, however, as far as the construction went. The slimes must have interrupted the work. Someone here, though. A wizard in dark robes sits cross-legged in front of you. He looks intently at you from under bushy eyebrows. He clearly could not be less impressed. You ask his name. He responds, "Names have power, child." Why are you sitting here? He shakes his head in amusement. I am merely observing. In this age of fury and blades, knowledge is a true weapon. What have you observed? I am simply watching carefully what happens, who is doing what, and what is coming from where. Others can kill the monsters, and they have their purpose. However, those who wish to solve the true problems that face us must watch and search and learn. Our true enemy has yet to be found. How can knowledge be used as a weapon? We all have much to learn, and about more than just monsters. For example, I believe Avernum contains certain valuable magical artifacts. Can you tell me about the magical artifacts you know about? I have been trying to find them. I believe, for example, that I have discovered the location of the long-lost Ring of Endless Magery. Perhaps I would tell its location to one who showed me he had true dedication. And how would I show my true dedication? Well, I think 2,500 gold is the going rate for true dedication these days. Perhaps you would like to purchase the location of the ring? That is far too much money, and we don't have that nearly enough. Who can put a price on knowledge? Come to think of it, I can, and if you can't meet my price, I will not help you. Good day. Do you provide instruction in the magical arts? He looks somewhat insulted. Do you take me for some mere academic? So you don't teach? A wizard's secrets are rare and powerful, a much-needed edge over competitors and enemies. You should go to Shader. I hear such fools live there. Okay, then. You do that, mage person. It's a small room. Ah, basically a barracks, I imagine. Nothing. Strength potion, yes, please. And nothing there we need. And here is basically a guard room. So that was basically just a barracks. Alright, let's take a look over in the northeast corner here. Krizsan City Hall. May as well. Hello there. You meet a small, fidgety man with the look of a natural-born bureaucrat. He sits in an impressive, polished oak chair far too large for him. His expression is hard to read. Welcome, outsiders, to the city hall of Krizsan. I am Mayor Arbuckle. Why did you call us outsiders? Is it not completely obvious? The rumors have already spread. We know that Avernites walk among us. Why isn't anyone trying to kill us? This is a frontier. The loyalty to the Empire here is not what it could be. Some will hate you, some will like you, but most simply won't care. Well, I guess we lucked out of it then. Still here, outsiders, what do you want? How fares Krizsan? He develops a nervous tick around his eye. I was picked by the Empire to look after this area. It was a nightmare assignment, and the monsters have only made it worse. He surprises you with his bluntness. Has the Empire settled the entire continent? I believe so. The continent of Avernum is only recently settled. A post here was a dead end for a career even as it was. Then the slimes appeared. The only worst job is anything dealing with Avernum. But Avernum was sealed off. How could it be a problem for us, loyal Empire citizens? His mouth twitches. Don't bother to pretend. I know there are Avernites running around. I don't care. We have too many other problems, and I'm not foolish enough to believe Avernum would attack us by dropping slimes in the middle of nowhere. Just don't create trouble, or I will have to start caring, if you get my meaning. When was Avernum settled? The settlement of Avernum only began 2 centuries ago. It is still only sparsely populated and is the only area where monsters are still known to roam free. The other 3 continents are completely settled. And to be honest, I wish I was there. So being assigned out here was a punishment? Well, I was an inconvenience. I was at the wrong end of a little office power struggle and ended up at the wrong end of the earth. That's the Empire for you. Okay. Why has this been a nightmare for you? It's bad enough that this is the least developed town in the least developed area in the not at all developed continent of Avernum, but then the slimes appeared and started to destroy everything. How long have you had problems with these slimes? He looks at you cannily. I will be blunt. You're adventurers from Avernum. I don't know why you're here. I don't care. We have too much else to worry about. He wipes nervous sweat from his forehead. I have a mission for you and a considerable reward. Tell me, what sort of mission do you have in mind for us? We don't know who is creating the slimes or why, and we don't know where they come from. Perhaps a small skilled band, such as yours, could have luck finding them. My soldiers have been no use at all, despite months of trying. If you can find out where the slimes are coming from and eliminate the source, you'll be rewarded lavishly. Good luck to you. Well, okay then. Suppose we wanted to try to deal with the slimes. How should we go about it? Huh! If we knew, did you think we would ask for help? There is one possibility, actually. There's a tower to the west of here on the beach. We believe that there is a mage there who knows how to control the slimes. His name is Bojar. How does Bojar control them? Have you asked? No, unfortunately, he's quite mad. He's killed every soldier we've sent there, and we can't afford to send any more. We hope that you might have more success. Why are you asking us for help? We're outsiders. Because we have had no luck. Smart and talented people do not stay out here. They go north to seek their fortunes. The people under my control simply are not up to the task at hand. Do I think you will succeed? No. Am I willing to take the chance of asking for your help? Yes. Great to see you have such wonderful faith in us. Oh, we already did that. Why hasn't the Empire helped with the slimes? Arbuckle looks extremely comfortable. We aren't sure. I have sent 2 messengers up north to try to get an official response. Neither has returned. It is very difficult to communicate across Avernum, but I do not understand why they have given us so little help. Someday I hope to journey north myself and find out what happened. How extensive is the destruction caused by the slimes? It's getting worse every day. They can ooze through holes in our walls and attack us at any hour, in any place. I haven't slept a good night's sleep for months, and I'm far from the only one. Okay then. This room is thick with the sour smell of the evil slimes which have invaded this area. It seems to be coming from the cell doors to the south. You notice that the edges of the doors have been sealed with wax. A study room, I'm guessing? You meet a female mage. She's pacing back and forth, completely involved in her own thoughts. She stares intently at a vial of brightly colored slime in her hand. I'm Cindy. Hi. What are you doing in here? I am... Oh. Research. I'm doing research. What's in that vial? She holds up the vial of slime so you can see it. It's mauve and moves around the inside of the vial. You hope that she's careful. This... a sample. Very useful for research. What are you currently researching? Looking for ways to defeat slimes. She uncorks the slime, and sniffs it. The danger to us is great. Made any progress learning how to defeat these slimes? No, not yet. The slimes can enter Krizsan at will. They slide through holes in our walls. I look for a weapon we can use against them, but the work is slow. Perhaps you should leave so I can work more. What things have you tested against the slimes? Leave me be, I need to think. It looks like you're in the middle of a dangerous experiment. She seems to barely hear you. Oh? Yes? I suppose, if I'm not careful, the slime can... Something occurs to her and she makes a note on a scroll. When she's finished, she has forgotten what you were talking about. Okay, and let's leave the slimes in there and not bug them. Hopefully they can keep it all under control. Oh! This archer is patrolling the streets of Krizsan, longbow at the ready. He has an arrow knocked and ready to fire it at a moment's notice. He moves close to you. Shh! I'm hunting slimes. And the name's Ellis. What are you looking for? I'm hunting for slimes. He spins around quickly, looking for a slime. Not seeing one, he continues the search. How goes the slime hunt? Difficult. They're weak, but in great supply. I just try to nail them before they get another victim. Victim? Have the slimes killed someone? They kill farmers or guards alike. Not long ago, one got poor Escovedo. He's a good friend of mine. Will the slimes kill anyone? The slimes kill innocents and guards alike. They'll engulf a baby in its crib. He spins around again, looking for slimes. I kill all of them I can. How did the victims die? He shakes his head angrily. Escovedo was a good man. He was a shipwright. One of the magic slimes burned him down before he could get away. Killed it in his own shop, too. He didn't deserve that. Nobody does. How weak are they? Usually only takes 1 hour to kill them. Problem is, Pierce 1 and 2 are there the next day. They can ooze through the city walls and they show no mercy. Every day they get another victim. How do you detect the slimes? With my ears and my nose. I listen to the sizzling sound of the slime acid and my nose detects a distinct smell. Then when I detect one, a few arrows solve the problem. You go ahead, keep searching. Job dispatcher. This is something new here. There is an officious-looking woman with a turned-up nose behind the counter. When she looks up at you, she continues to nervously shuffle papers with her hands. I am Vidloda. Welcome, travelers. Would you like a job? So, what sort of job involves so many papers? I'm the delivery dispatcher. Even in these awful days, the mail must still go through. What is a delivery dispatcher? When someone needs something sent somewhere, they come to me, and I find someone to do it for them. If you'd like a mission, let me know. Before you get a mission, however, I have some advice for you. What's your advice? These are paranoid times. You may not want to take a mission to a city until you know you will be let in. Also, we job dispatchers are unforgiving of failure. What happens if I fail to complete a mission? Fail to complete one of my jobs on time, and don't be surprised if I don't give you another for a few months. Okay. What's awful? It's nearly impossible to find anyone going anywhere these days. Too many monsters. Far too dangerous. People are paying plenty of money to the people who take my missions. Are you worried about the monsters? She shuffles the papers nervously. One slime could wreck all of my records. I'm a constant wreck with worry. What sort of records do you keep? I have records of every mission I ever gave and the outcome. How am I supposed to work if I lose that information? I suppose it makes a bit of sense. Who's responsible for the mail service? The Empire, of course. The Empire insists the mail continues to move as much as possible. Might occur to some that perhaps they should send more troops to help us and fewer orders for us to obey. It is, of course, not my place to criticize the Empire. What sort of jobs do you have available? This is the job board. If you need extra cash, you can earn it by accepting small jobs here. Be careful, though. If you fail to complete a job in time, you won't be able to get new jobs here for a while. Someone to slay a giant spider and take its body to Mother Malamed in the town of Cooper on the Isle of Vigale within 39 days. Okay. Someone to deliver an incredibly urgent message to Lumok, the innkeeper of the City of Moon, within 8 days. Find energetic herbs and take it to Dwayne, a man thought to be in Lorelei, within 20 days. And someone to convey an important message to the innkeeper of the town of Kalok within 18 days. So yeah, you need some coin? Here's some jobs for you. I believe it continually refills itself as far as I know, but you have to make sure you're able to complete them. So I'm not going to take any of them because I like to spend my time doing things and exploring. So not unless I know I can get there. Empire Liaison. You meet a captain of the Empire Army. He has a squashed, puffy face and a huge nose. He looks at you with extreme distrust. I'm Captain Eggrold. Can you tell me what your position is in Krizsan? He pulls out a small hip flask and takes a swig from it. I'm the Empire Liaison for this area. I hope you don't plan to cause trouble. We have enough. Do you always drink while working? He grunts and takes another swig. If you were to live around here, you'd take a nip once in a while, too. What is an Empire Liaison for? The Empire struck me out here in the middle of nowhere to look after things and implement their inane policies. Speaking of which, what's your opinion on unicorns? Is this really the middle of nowhere? Well, the south end of nowhere, but yes, that's what Krizsan province is, that's for sure. The most remote end of the Empire. What kinds of inane policies? The Empire is too busy crushing anyone who questions it to worry about what happens in the middle of nowhere. They don't send anyone out here to help out, only to tell people what to do and not offer assistance. For example, this area is being torn apart and I'm supposed to be hiring people to deal with the unicorns. Unicorns? Why do you ask? Don't have any romantic ideas about friendly, happy creatures. When we got out here, we found a bunch of them and they're nasty, vicious pests. The Empire told me to hire someone to get rid of them. So, tell you what, every unicorn horn you bring me, I give you 10 gold. Just come back and tell me where you have the horns. Repeatable quest? We know where to find some unicorns? We can do that. We'll do it, once we finish up here in Krizsan. Why do you think we're troublemakers? Look, we all know there are Avernites wandering around. If you were near the center of the Empire, this would be a serious problem. This is the middle of nowhere and we don't care here. Just don't cause trouble, okay? Okay, fine. Alright. Well, that's the northeast section of this place explored. Let's take a look around the northwest section, eh? Let's see, what's here? The Rowdy Ore, vacancy. Wait a second, I thought... Here's someone. Random person. You meet a seedy-looking sailor. He's walking around town looking bored. He paces over to you. Seems he finds talking to you preferable to doing nothing. I'm called Denzel. How do you do? Do you have an occupation? Normally I'm a sailor. So there's a stuff for people in my trade these days, I tells you. Do you like being a sailor? He scratches a tattooed arm. They're a bad trade to be in these days. Nobody is shipping anything anywhere. Too many monsters. People must be afraid of the slime spreading. Bet you think this is the only place with lots of monsters. Don't kid yourself, I've heard the rumors. We sailors get around. There's monsters running around everywhere, watch your back. As for me, I'm running. Where are you moving to? I'm waiting to sign on with some merchants going west. It's a town called Purges to the west, hasn't been attacked much. Maybe I'll be safe there. Sure getting out of here as soon as I can, way too many monsters. Well, Purges is about the end of nowhere, but if more monsters show up, I'll keep running even if I have to swim into the ocean. What's a disaster? No ships going anywhere these days. Everyone's afraid of being brought more monsters or being attacked or this and that. Me, I plan to keep moving. People must be afraid of the slime spreading. Okay. You look like you traveled a lot. Heard any rumors? He leans close to you, close enough for you to savor his somewhat acrid smell. In fact, I have. Want to hear what I've learned? Sure. I've heard that the Avernites won't come on us. Found a way to come to the surface and they're traveling around. And do you believe this? Hell no! The Empire put them down there. I believe that anyone the Empire puts away stays are put away. I think it'll take a lot more than a bunch of ignorant cave dwellers to put one over on the Empire. Teresa, please just keep your mouth shut. Good day to you. Okay, the Rowdy Ore. Let's see here. This innkeeper has filthy, dirt-encrusted hands, which have probably touched every mug and plate in the place. He looks you over with disinterested eyes. I'm McElroy. Welcome to the Rowdy Ore. What do you have? What do you serve here? He wipes his nose with the back of his hand. Well, we got the best drinks in the whole town. Only 2 gold. And we got room in the common room to sleep for the night. Only 3 gold. We'll make sure none of the slimes get ya. Having any problems with the slimes? Well, those slime creatures have been sneaking in all over the place. There was even an attack near here. Where have the slimes attacked? Oh, one will slip through the walls every once in a while, but none get in here. Sleep easy. He grins in a way you find not at all reassuring. This is the inn's common room. It is filled with dirty beds. Those with little cash can flop here for the night. The unpleasant smell and the insects that run for cover when you enter indicate that perhaps these aren't the highest quality lodgings. Yeah, let's find somewhere else maybe. Nothing else. Excuse me, back here. Sorry about that. Nothing there. Pick the lock. Oh! Hold on. Looks like there's a hidden room over here. Let's see. My guess is it's entered from the other side. Interesting. Shrine of the Revealing Light. You meet a young, calm woman. She wears long white robes and the ankh of a healer. Also, somewhat incongruously, she wears a big axe at her belt. Greetings, wanderers. I am Terry, one of the healers of Krizsan. What kind of work are you engaged in? Well, I mainly act as the town healer. Busy work. Plus, I maintain the shrine for what it's worth. What sort of shrine do you look after? Well, Krizsan has one small shrine to the healing arts, and I look after it. Nothing compared to what the other cities have. It's more a worry than anything else, I'm afraid. What are the other cities' temples like? Krizsan is the only major city in Valorum to not have a large temple. Even Shader has a lovely temple. Valorum? This is the continent of Valorum, the least populated continent in the Empire. What is Shader like? It's a big city on the island to the northwest, home to the Anama worshippers. Strange lot. Don't quite see things their way, but they have a lovely temple. What is worrying you? Well, Krizsan has lots of sailors. They're a superstitious lot, not the shrine-going type. It's all I can do to keep dust off of everything. Okay. Heron's herring. Fine food. Heron's herring. Okay. This big beefy man is gleefully attacking a leg of lamb with a large cleaver. After years of chewing on mushrooms in the underworld, the smell of the food in this shop drives you wild. I'm Heron, proprietor of Heron's Herring. This place smells wonderful. You all look hungry like you haven't seen good victuals in a long time. He winks at you. You're in luck. Heron's Herring is the best food for sale around. Can we get herring? Well, sorry we don't have herring on account of the sailors when they come to shore are all sick of it. I just call this place that because it sounds good. Okay, let's hope you don't get sued for false advertising. You can say that again. I can't remember the last time I had this sort of food. You look as someone who's been living on Lycan for a long time. Don't worry, everyone's spreading rumors about the Avenites have been sneaking around. Nobody really cares. They're too busy worrying about the slimes. By the way, while you're up here, be sure to go to Jinx's smithy. She's got the best weapons in town. Are you worried about the slime infestation? He brandishes his cleaver. I'm not worried. Jinx made this for me. A slime comes in and wham! Do you know Jinx well? A fine woman, running a fine smithy. Don't think I'm biased or anything just because I'm married to her. He laughs and dumps some lamb into a stew pot. Pears, apples, greens, steak, and bread. Awesome food. Wonderful for people like us who haven't had it in a long time. A book! Alright, Teresa, let's take a look at this book. What does it say? The Fury of the Nephilim. Harmer drew his sword and strode forth from the crude, disgusting mud hut in which the foul feline creature lived with his disgusting brethren. Now I go forth, he cried. Now I go and slay humans and butcher their children and interfere with their farm animals foully, for that is my purpose on this earth, and the Empire shall never get all of us, no matter what they do. Okay then. I think Napor would want to burn that one. Jinx's smithy. Alright, let's take a look in here. This is one of the tallest women you've ever met. She looks down at you and effortlessly hefts a huge hammer and tongs. She wears a leather jerkin and her bare arms are sweaty and muscular. Welcome to my shop. You can call me Jinx. What sort of shop is this? Oh, well, what do you think? You can sell me what you got and purchase weapons in return. Always glad to help a visitor to Krizsan. Do you get many visitors? She smiles as if she's in on a joke you don't get. Krizsan doesn't get many visitors these days, being as it is about as remote a large city as you can get. Sometimes you get people from odd places, though. Where are you from? Oh, and be sure to ask me if you want a good meal. I know just where to go. Where can we get a good meal? Well, Heron, who's a very good friend of mine, runs a food shop near here. She rubs a small diamond ring on her left hand and giggles. It's strange to see such a huge person giggle. Everyone knows we're from Avernum. Oh, of course you are. I just wanted to see if you would admit it. Don't worry, lots of people around here are thrilled to see some actual Avenites. Just be careful, some people in the more northern cities won't be quite so pleased. Don't worry. We're only open to you because all you people seem to know it. Well, except that one sailor wandering around who is completely blind to the massive lizard person who has never existed on the purpose. I don't think he's a very good sailor. What northern cities? You know, Sharamik and the like. Just watch yourself up there. Okay. Can we do some trading? We can. We just need to sell this iron-studded armor. Decent weapons. Not terrible. Though ours are better. And what's in here? Looks like an armory. An elderly, angular man sits behind the counter, dispiritedly polishing a shield. There's plenty of armor behind the counter, which is peculiar considering the number of books in the shop. Welcome to my shop. I'm Benedict. What sort of shop is this? Well, I'm a businessman, you know. Isn't that? My shop changes from time to time. Right now, I deal in armor. What sort of business were you in before? I used to sell potions and such, but then the slime started appearing. Armor suddenly became the best business to be in. It's lonely work running this shop, but productive. Lonely? It's too bad. Agreed. I used to have an assistant years ago, named Dominique. She was a good person, and she ended up being sent to Avernum. I would give a lot to know what happened to her. Probably dead by now. I wonder if we encountered her. This and that. Just this and that, and sometimes the other thing. Why armor? I'd rather not deal in armor right now. Low margins. Cash is cash, and business is business. You can purchase them if you want. Prices are a bit high, but what did you expect with all this slime's about? Know anything about the slime plague? There are several sorts of them, and they are all dangerous in a different way. The ones that drip acid are the worst. Armor doesn't do a bit of good against acid. Still, armor usually helps a lot against them. And various armor. Bronze plate mail, that is useful. Expensive as all hell, though. Not gonna get that. Oh, we actually have a quest in our list. Dominique. There must be someone in Dominique in Upper Avernum. But we'll have to check. We'll check the next time we go down there. Let me see. There must be a hidden... Ah, jeez! Okay, couple bars of iron and a gold ring. We can take those and sell them. Random slimes now dead. Alright. We happened to find these and thought you might want them. Thank you for the coin. Appreciated. Okay, I'd like to continue through this, but we've only explored half of the place, and we're already... This episode's already much longer than it should be. So, I'm gonna end it here. Next episode, we'll take a look through the southern half of Krizsan, of the city of Krizsan. See what we can do, what we can find, what we can learn. And the people of Krizsan... At least they don't care we're from Avernum. Otherwise, this would be a big problem. So that'll be in the next episode. Till then, I'm Chester44. That is Carl, Nepor, Pollux, and Teresa. This has been an Avernum 3 Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.